Hi, this is a commentary on my last main channel video, the Seinfeld one. I felt like doing it out here because I once again deleted all of the files to the video, so I can't even like show it off in the editor. But also because it's a pretty simple video, so I'm probably going to keep this short. First off, it's simplistic in presentation style, primarily because sitcoms are too. I try to embody an aesthetic in all my videos accurate to whatever thing I'm talking about, and one of the primary things about sitcoms is that they're very cheaply made. Same sets, same sort of, same couple cameras, recurring actors, not many new things. And that cheap production style is a big part of it. I also obviously try to include some like transition music and silly shit like that. But the video thematically is quite similar to the last video about the out of bounds, where it's essentially talking about the limits in structure of these things and what that causes, but for shows instead of video games, and most specifically sitcoms. The entire video relies on that spectrum that I talk about during the early half of it, the serial versus episodic television. Because when it comes to serial shows, the ones that progress, even if they don't have an end in mind, like it's not written already, the goal is to end. But for sitcoms, they don't really have that. Because of the nature of these shows, they have to eventually die. But by nature, they're supposed to be little time capsules, little weekly time capsules that people jump into, see a small window of, and then nothing changes, and then the next episode happens. And so there's a contradiction in the very structure of these things where it has to end, but it never even begins in the first place. So that entire video is just kind of about that. There's a lot less fluff in this kind of thing, but that compared to my last video. But I primarily center the video around Seinfeld because I think it's the most aware sitcom when it comes to this idea. Its ending is fantastic, in my opinion. Where it decides to just continue on forever and repeat over and over again, because that's truly the essence of sitcoms. Like the ending is basically to give as little satisfaction to everyone as possible. And Seinfeld especially was one of the truest sitcom-esque sitcoms out there. Because like, as I said in the video, most days, or most of the time these days, we have hybrid sitcoms, which is every season stuff changes a little bit. There's a new dynamic next season. And it works to get people invested in the characters because you see actual aspects of their lives they're living and all these different things that are happening to them. And they can kind of figure out some shitty half ending after enough time passes. Or some actually have very good endings. I want to make that clear. Like BoJack Horseman. I only showed a single bit of it in my video. It's a sitcom. A lot of cartoons I consider sitcoms. It had plot progression in a similar way to most hybrid shows, but it had one of the best endings in TV history. And BoJack Horseman, I really wish I included a little bit more, because it is like the Seinfeld of cartoons. That's the dumbest fucking thing. That's a very stupid statement. What I mean by that is, when it comes to analyzing the show, it's a complex show, but it's interesting because there's a deep irony to the character of BoJack Horseman, and it's that every other character in the show is living in a hybrid or serial television show. But BoJack Horseman was the star of an 80s sitcom, and he's never escaped that past, so he is literally, structurally a sitcom character, meaning he cannot change. And so you see all the other people developing and living their lives, and as they detach more from BoJack, they actually grow and change more. And that's fascinating to me, because it's almost like there's a sphere of influence around him, like a bubble, that keeps people in this sitcom-esque reality where nobody grows or changes and nothing happens. And the ending to that show is depressing because he doesn't die. He doesn't die, he survives despite having what would be a very satisfying and visceral ending to the show, because he's a sitcom character. However, there's a secret, hopeful ending thrown in there, which is that the show ends. It ends with Diane moving to, I think, Texas or something. Not Chicago. Something like that. And BoJack going to prison and trying to rehabilitate himself. But our view into the world closes. And that implies that this will finally be the point where he can actually start to grow and change. Similar to Seinfeld. Now that our view into the world ended, presumably these people will actually grow in their life. Like that show, Jerry, will actually be successful. It's the structure of sitcoms that almost traps these characters into a hell of their own creation, or I guess of our creation. And the only way to escape it is to end. But yeah, thematically, like I talked about a lot of stuff already in my last commentary on this. But these last two videos essentially have been about just the structure of things and what those structures have as natural consequences of it. And I just wanted to apply it to a different medium. And that's essentially what this video was, which is why I don't have much more to say about it. If I have anything to say beyond this point, watch BoJack Horseman if you haven't. That show is fucking amazing. If I had to make a top 10 episodes of a TV show of all time, there would probably be 3 BoJack Horseman episodes in that top 10 list. Unironically. There's so many amazing episodes of that. If I had a top 50 list, there'd be like 15 BoJack Horseman episodes. Anyways, this has been very rambly, but I didn't have too much extra to say, so I just tried to get out as much as I could. My next short little ramble about my intentions for the future. The style of my video, like how I intend to actually make videos and what I talk about in them, and like the niche and abstract concepts, that's gonna stay. However, I'm gonna be making more of an effort to cover more popular topics in order to hook more people in. Like, this is a bit YouTube inside baseball, but if I intend to make this my job, I actually need to get people to watch my videos. And as much as I would love to just make videos about abstract topics and have a very honest thumbnail and everything, that probably isn't gonna work. So what I'm gonna be trying to do is, I guess the best way to do it is, best way to say it is, I'm gonna be covering a popular topic and then doing almost a switch up on it, where I take a popular topic and use it to talk about a very niche and interesting concept. I'm not the first person to do it. Jacob Geller does a similar thing, and several other video essays. So I'm going to be attempting to do that. If you just like how I make videos, you're not going to have anything change, really. It will be kind of similar to my FNAF videos. Or videos. My singular FNAF video, because that was sort of a proof of concept for me. If you are a patron who's watching this, on this channel, I'm going to be talking about a bunch of random other stuff I do. I also shitpost on this channel if you check the other videos. This is going to be my whatever I want channel. So if you want, like, interesting, like, rants about things, interesting's a little narcissistic, but if you want my brain thoughts about anything, I'll be putting all the extra stuff on here, and then I'm going to be making more of a concerted effort to make more popular stuff that is still very interesting on my main channel. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you stay for the future. I assure you it won't be a massive change, just letting you guys know. And have a good day.